Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Dota 2 Canada Cup season number. Where the heck did the overlay go? I've had more issues with this overlay than I think I have ever had in my entire life with any overlay ever. There we go. We got something, at least. And of course, I'm going to be joined here by Plague. Plague, your new Skype profile picture is mighty interesting, bro.
It is. It's my actual face. So
okay.
Is that.
I'm gonna have nightmares now. But anyways.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry.
Yep. Game number 1 was quite a long one. But we endured it. You endured my solo casting, and I'm very sorry about that. But now, I'm not gonna be alone. I've got Plague with me. And Lampo Syndrome are gonna ban out that Clockwork that did a lot of work here. Same with the Batrider. Troll and Axe getting banned on the other side. They will grab the Sniper, though. What are you thinking about that one, Plague?
Now, Sniper has been one of those heroes that we've seen a lot of this patch, and primarily picked up originally as that counter to the Shadow Fiend that we saw at DAC. Yeah. And a lot of teams saw the potential in Sniper, and that's where we've seen just kind of his expansion. It's like a 60% win rate or some ridiculous number here in in the mid lane in 6.83. So I think it's a really good first pick, and it just shows the strength of the hero. Not saying anything like not saying that he's a necessary pick, but I think he's really I think he's good enough to really put in that first pick position. Rebel's gonna go ahead and pick up the Queen of Pain to rival that mid lane, but I think they might have been better off picking something like a Storm Spirit early. But
it's something else that closes the distance, though.
Yeah, both heroes are good. I think Storm Spirit does better post 6, but pre 6, Queen of Pain really does control that lane very, very well.
And they are going to ban out the Spirit Breaker because if you watched Burden Gaming's game early today, then well, you know how that went.
Oh, that was Moscow 5 versus Burden United, where they got knocked out of the I-League qualifiers, if I am not mistaken, by the back of who. I'm not actually sure.
I don't believe they're knocked out completely.
Oh, okay, but I don't even know who's on Moscow 5.
No, they might be.
Yes, Burden United is out. Yeah, they
I was looking at Dota 2 Lounge earlier, and I mistook the Dota 2 Champions League for the I-League logo because they actually look very... Holy crap, they really do look similar. In fact, the I-League logo looks like the D2CL logo flipped.
Yeah, it kind of. Just a little bit of different colors, but...
Yeah. It's just that it's the shield with the stripe across it. But anyways... Juggernaut going to get the ban out, and Tree as well. Little interesting, but we've been seeing Zeus make a big comeback. Tree and Night Stalker being pretty popular allies for him because it's like having a map hack. It's free vision late game. Not to mention, if you've got a Night Stalker on the team, you can get even more free vision. And then if you've got a Tree on the team, or a Zeus on the team, you've got a global ultimate that can take advantage of that free vision very, very well. So,
yeah, and just Zeus does very well versus both Vengeful Spirit and Queen of Pain. They don't necessarily have the largest of health pools, and Zeus has the highest burst damage in the game. I know a lot of people when they would Smurf, you auto pick Zeus, and this was before Zeus was a popular hero. Even you just auto pick Zeus so you could have like ridiculous hero damage, so you get calibrated higher.
Yeah,
and
they eventually patched that, thank goodness.
I think but it's gonna be really interesting to see. I wonder where they're gonna slap this Zeus. I don't necessarily like support Zeus, but what you can do is you can put Sniper in the safe lane. Even though Sniper hasn't been successful whatsoever in the safe lane this patch, I still think that he's not too terrible of a safe lane hero. There's just got to be the right circumstances for it.
Yeah. Britt did tell me in Skype here that Sniper has 384 games this patch, 308 of them on the solo mid.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
he's a ridiculous hero, and just I think overall he does. I don't know if he warrants a nerf. I don't know if people have figured him out yet. I would like to see him do a little bit. I would like to see people play, just tinker with it a little bit more. And
as
I'm
an
sure that's what.
unrepentant sniper picker in pubs, he needs a nerf. I mean, this hero, you can lose your lane, but the big thing is, I feel like the way the metagame works with him. The comeback mechanic is a big talk these days, and I don't think it needs to be removed. I don't think it needs to be changed that much. I think certain heroes need to be reworked in certain ways to take advantage of it or not be so hurt by it. Like, for instance, Bounty Hunter or Alchemist, those kind of heroes. But Sniper is very good at taking advantage of this, because you look to take a high ground push against Sniper. Sniper's sitting very far behind his racks, dishing out tons of damage. You can't get to him very easily, and if you do, you're opening yourself up to tons of damage. So I feel like that's his biggest strength right now. I mean, obviously, Shrapnel's very strong. It's incredibly strong. There's no doubt about that, but there's other parts of it that
10 seconds remaining.
It's just part of the nature of the game that's letting Sniper get a big advantage this patch, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
That's my soapbox for Sniper.
I think that, yeah, the metagame really allows people for like Sniper, Medusa,
Ooh.
Shadow Fiend thrive, but heroes like Anti-Mage and Alchemist don't thrive very much. I don't like this pickup at all.
I'd argue that this is a fine pickup.
I mean, you can kind of go one way or another, but the thing is Anti-Mage doesn't really have a place in this patch right now, and mainly because of that comeback mechanic, right? So I'm gonna get on my Anti-Mage soapbox right here, because he's my most played hero, and he's really like, he's that hero he's my real go-to hero in pubs. This patch, he's 80 and 99 with a 44% win percentage, and part of the reason is the reason that you pick Anti-Mage is because he farms the map faster than like any hero in the game.
It's not because he goes super late game.
Yeah.
Stop thinking that, pubs. He can't go to 90-minute games. He will lose.
No, he peaks at 40, and that's when he leaves, and then after that he starts tailing off. But the thing is it makes Anti-Mage super susceptible to that rubber band mechanic. If he gets caught out and he dies, that's so much gold that's going to swing in the favor of the other team, and that's part of the reason that you don't really see Anti-Mage all that much.
However, I'd like to offer a pretty big counterpoint. When he does peak, he is able to close out the game very efficiently once he has Battle Fury Manta and something else. If he can win a team fight, he can go take a Rax. He can go take 2 Racks. He can take your throne. He's explosive in that sense. You know what I mean?
I mean, I suppose there's just a lot of instances where the hero itself isn't allowed to thrive. I mean, we do see Yayo from Rave and ZSMJ seen a little bit of success with the hero. They're combined at 9-2 this patch, but other players like Burning, you know, the quintessential god of Anti-Mage, is 2-2, and really Artez has kind of found a way to make Anti-Mage less of a factor there, but he's only 2-4.
In fact, Artez getting a victory against Alliance earlier today.
Yeah, it's I just think that Anti-Mage I don't think he needs a rework whatsoever. It's just the metagame needs to shift more in his favor again, which is where like a lot of the heroes sit at in Dota. But
it'll be really interesting to see what 6.84 brings.
I think
it inevitably comes.
I like the Phantom Lancer pickup here because I think it counteracts some of what the Anti-Mage wants to do, because
and it fights better.
Yes, Phantom Lancer is probably. I think he's going to be there. I would like to see him in the off lane, but it's probably going to be their safe lane hero there. You know, you get your Diffusal online real quick, and then you go into the Manta style, but you can fight super quick. The moment that you get that Diffusal online, or even like the Ring of Aquila, you can start fighting, because just the nature of the hero after the rework, because he's no longer that late game farmy split push hero that you used to see. He's now that fighter, just right when you get a couple levels, he's gonna really be.
Radiant team pick.
Now he's gonna be very effective. Do you want to point out Lampo just picked a Skywrath right into Alina, and I don't like this lineup from them. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. They don't have stuns. They have mini stun, and that is literally all they have.
Well, even headshot's no longer a mini stun. It's
No,
just
I mean the Zeus bolt.
Oh yeah, I guess the Zeus bolt, but I
That's
don't really,
it.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
no
we'll
stuns
see.
against an anti-mage? This is... Not to mention, you've picked two heroes with an enormous mana pool. Like, Mana Void could potentially, like, one-shot the team.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where that comes from, like how the game shapes up. Maybe Lampo is looking to be a little more aggressive here to try and shut down the anti-mage farm. You could just slap that the sniper down in the safe lane, in the off lane.
Yeah,
and
put Zeus to the mid.
Yeah, and then you run an aggressive dual lane with a Skywrath mage, but it looks like they're gonna not do that.
Yep, and let me real quick just switch our overlay over here, and of course... Okay, now it's there. Have I mentioned how much I hate my computer recently? Like, it has screwed up the overlay 20 million times, and I don't know why. Anyways, let's go ahead and run through the lineups. I'll go through LS here. We've got Sniper played by, I don't know.
I know it as the select face, but you know
The select face?
it's he had a picture from Team Dignitas, like he would do the sub sun.
Yeah, the sub sun. That's a better one
that's
for
what
me,
it
but-
is.
Yeah, Chrysalid will be on what appears to be a support Zeus, the big bad bird, going to be running the Skywrath Mage support. Jimbu will be on the Phantom Lancer.
It's not looking good for
Offlaner
Wait and
here
Bleed
will
right now.
be on the Abaddon, and yeah, Wait and Bleed in a bit of trouble. We'll be able to Icarus dive out of there.
Big Bad Bird should have scaled
I'm
the
missing
Ancient
one.
Seal.
Oh,
They would have gotten a kill.
yeah, Sniper being played by Sub Sun. I don't know, whatever that is.
Yeah.
To take it away for Rebeldes.
Alright, on the side of Rebeldes, we have Therence on the Queen of Pain here in the mid lane, picking up this rune. We got C4T on the Lina. We're working our way over towards Lilkin 6 on the Vinso Spirit. Bottom 9876 on the enemy agent. And finally, bringing up the top lane, we have Wait and Bleed, who probably should have died there on the Phoenix.
I mean, that is one of the big strengths of Phoenix. I saw some GIF on Reddit where somebody had been spamming Phoenix a lot and had perfected the I'm gonna dive in, grab the bounty rune, and keep going back out kind of thing. And that's kind of the early game advantage for Phoenix.
Yeah, the Icarus dive is really, really good, but silences just completely destroy Phoenix because all you do is pop the silence onto them, and then it makes Icarus dive plant you exactly where you started it. So
Yeah.
you waste all that 15% of your current HP, and you're more or less food for the other people because it's just a lack of mobility. And I think that's ultimately why they decided to go with the Skywrath Mage as that last support, is
Well, Zeus-
because of the silence.
Zeus does have 3 games over Anti-Mage in this patch, which is going to be pretty nice. He actually has gone ahead and skilled up Arc Lightning, which is going to help him clear creeps and do a bit of damage. I don't like this on Support Zeus. I think Support Zeus is much better suited to a kind of like 1-4 with the 2 points in Lightning Bolt coming very early, so that you get that high nuke damage early, but that's just me. I mostly play mid Zeus.
Yeah, and
So...
this is really what they're going to need to do with the Zeus to make him like somewhat effective during the game, where they really they'll need to secure him some farm, get him his arcane boots, or you could go for the soul ring early.
Stun to connect. Not enough to kill him though. Does have a level 1 Dragon Slave, but it's not enough damage. Oh wait, no mana. Oh, some mana, not enough mana.
Baton's really low now. It's gonna he's gonna be really hard pressed.
Lena does get the stun off. Offlaner here. He's gonna go down.
No, he's
He
gonna
will-
commit suicide.
He went
But
down.
But First Blood is going to go ahead and go probably to the Animage here. I don't see Big Bad Bird getting out at all. No, 987.6.
375 move speed.
Yeah.
He's got boots.
Yeah, those brownie boots just allowing him to get out of there.
The Lord requires his own farm. Solo offlane core Abaddon has been run 5 times across all Pro Dota with a 3-2 record. I don't like it. Personally.
Yep.
I feel like he's one of those, like... It's not like running Naga as a support where it's like, okay, given time, she will transition into a carry. It's like you have to put forth extra work to make him a carry. But, that being said, it can work. And when it does work, it works beautifully. The other problem here is he's going to get harassed out by Lina early on with her extremely long range. Also, Laguna Blade can take him down. Yeah, and at least offlaner here is actually offlane, which is much less confusing for everyone.
Yeah, we saw a offlane Abaddon yesterday when Monpax and myself were casting, and he and I were kind of talking about the strengths of the hero in the offlane, where in certain instances, it is very good with heavy right-click comps. It's very good because the Curse of Avernus and the movement speed. It allows your melee carries to keep on those heroes a little bit better because of the curse.
And he's very durable as well with his ultimate, but that may not come into play here with the Lina.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like it here. Sniper's going to be taking a lot of damage here in the mid lane, but Quap is just going to go ahead, blink out, and...
Oh, and meanwhile, as soon as I look away from Abaddon, they will connect. I believe that was a Venge stun into a Lina anything.
Yeah, but there's no reason for the Abaddon to be there.
Yeah, it didn't make much sense to me either.
You need to stay relatively close to the offlane so you can get yourself some of that XP. I mean, yeah, the pulls are gonna do stuff like that, but when you're pushing yourself as aggressive as you are, there's an issue. But Phoenix is just gonna TP back to the top lane after it looked like she was posturing up for some damage there.
Now, Cat is facing off with Big Bad Bird, who will... Well, he was juking a stun, but Lina canceled it in time, I believe, at least. And so he's going to blink forward and secure the kill, though.
And this is a big early game for the Animage right now.
He's actually got a Ring of Aquila.
I don't like that. I don't like the Ring of Aquila.
Early stats, though, and having the extra mana regen for Venge and Lina is a very big deal. Also, most of Abaddon's damage, if he were to man-fight him, would be physical, so the extra armor is going to help as well. The other thing is he's not in a lot of danger this lane, so he doesn't have to rush the Ring of Health.
Well, there's no real reason to go really anything else other than to go into that Battle Fury in the early game, because one thing with the Animage is you want to get that Battle Fury as soon as you can. So
maybe he's not going Battle Fury at all, though.
Oh, he could be going for that battle build that Artez from Hellraisers goes for, with that he goes like Vanguard or whatever, and then there was the Kuroki build where he
went Maelstrom.
Yeah, there was like no way for him to ever in the whole wide world go Battle Fury, because just the opposing team would just never let him, and in that instance it would make a lot of sense to go Maelstrom. But I think in this game Battle Fury
works, especially against PL.
Yeah, and see, he is gonna go ahead, elect to pick up that Ring of Health. But right now, if you look at it, he would already be a broadsword closer, which is pretty important. Phoenix is going to get caught out here after getting caught out with that lightning bolt by the
dead
Zeus.
Phoenix. And actually, a Sniper will secure the kill. That's really big for the mid lane right now. The only kill in your team is going to your Sniper, who's going to be able to gank very early. He's got 1,000 in the bank right now. And he's doing something with this Courier top lane. I'm going to leave the Courier selected. No, wait, he bought... Okay, I don't know what he's doing.
It looked like he was trying to buy his phase boots up there or something, but...
Yeah, save some time, get him to me right there. And actually, we are going to lose our offlaner here. More memes, more money. If Phantom Lance was only gone Midas first 12 times with an 8-4 record, average time is 7:54, and that's what he's going to be going for. He actually does have it basically done, just needs to get to the side shop to pick it up. At the 640 mark, 42 last hits, it's a big deal. Yeah, of course, 6.83 per play. I mean, Britt, we're accepting that as kind of the gold standard for stats, unless you say otherwise.
Now, with the Hand of Midas early, we've seen kind of a different like a couple different schools of Phantom Lancer. Obviously this Hand of Midas, or you go into more of a fighting. Really, I like both in different instances. Right here, I do think that you can go later in the game than the Animage can, so I definitely don't disagree with the Hand of Midas, because what it'll allow you to do is get your levels up, and it'll keep propelling your farm into the later stages of the game. And once that Animage gets 6 slotted, hopefully you'll be pretty close to there as well, because if you can keep up with the Animage on farm, you're more or less winning at that point. Now, offlaner here, even though he is DC'd, he is in kind of a peculiar position here. If Animage can get a couple more swipes, it's going to be quite a bit of... That's going to be some mana down, some health down, even though he's not suffering too much right here. It will open him up to other vulnerabilities, because RBD probably sees that he is having some connectivity issues and might look to focus that a little bit.
Yeah. Hopefully that wouldn't be the case, but hey, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have Chrysalid picking up boots and swords. Skywrath with the smoke. Nothing much going on here. Queen of Pain doing okay mid, but not outstandingly. However, we got to keep in mind she's against Sniper. It's not going to be an easy lane. Sniper, that's the big thing. He wins his lane.
Look at the Queen of Pain skill build though. Electing for no points in the Sonic Wave, even though the Sonic Wave will take out
the extra Shadow Strike point. Yeah.
Well, no, it's the extra. It's more of an extra point in Scream of Pain, because when you go for the the second point in Shadow Strike, you usually get it at level 3 after the first point in Blink. So you go QWQ, and then you go into maxing the Scream of Pain. Okay. But you really don't want to skip that point at level 6, because Sonic Wave at level 6 is so crucial.
Yeah, the only problem is that she doesn't have quite as much mana to work with generally if she doesn't have power treads. I've played a lot of Queen of Pain. I don't know if you know this, but
yeah, I've played quite a bit of QoP as well. But
she's my third most played hero behind Shadow Fiend and Spectre. I don't know when Spectre got up there, but she finally made it to the big 3.
My big 3 are Morphling, Animage, and Storm Spirit, so...
Yeah. Storm Spirit used to be up there, but I don't have as great a win rate with him because my team fails sometimes.
Get typical pub mentality, Blame the...
No, it's like today. I played 2 games as Lena this afternoon. Okay, the first one, I was 0-9 in 15 minutes because a jug basically took my butt and handed it straight to me and said, "Here, you see this? This is your nice plump round bahunkus. Would you like it?" And I'm like, "No, please stop." But that's what happened, and we ended up winning because the rest of the team was like, "Relax, we're gonna be fine." And by the rest of the team, I mean the one guy I didn't mute because 3 of them were flaming, and I'm just like, "Nope, not gonna deal with it." But the other game, I'm like, I think I was 8-2 at one point. We ended up losing because I had a PA who 16 minutes into the game has treads and a Midas, and I'm like, "Where's your farm?" Silencer took it from me. Silencer's like, "I have 17 last hits."
Quick cover up the mini map.
I did not take much at all.
So they can't see the ward positioning. Don't. But if it makes you feel any better, I went mom on Clockwork today, and I still ended up 12-0-3 in a ranked game.
Why would that make me feel any better?
It makes you feel good. Nah.
Plague, why?
Why not?
Speed, yo. Oh, okay, I can argue, I can see that for the movement speed.
Except that was my very last item after Force Staff, Drums, Blade Mail. Yeah, and what else did, and I had Urn, so it was the very last item I picked up, so now I'm just, but I've been playing a lot of Lux lately. Now that's
Lux?
Yeah, Luxembourg.
Oh,
Luxembourg servers. Now that's a treat to play on. I start with 300 ping.
Asuka. I mean, why yes, it sure is a treat. I'm sure. Asuka.
Now, Mask of Madness, I can't really see on PL because
Your
doesn't-
illusions get nothing.
Yeah, like absolutely nothing out of it. You see it occasionally on the Spectre. I know Artez of Hellraisers when they beat. I want to say they beat the game that they played against the Lions today in the Dota pit where Artez had that.
Sorry. Just spamming a joke through chat, of course. What time for tomorrow? Maybe we can just talk about this on air. Because there's not much else to talk about 6 minutes into the game. I don't know if you caught last game where they said, Revo, why are you questioning 6K MMR players' decisions when you're not that MMR? I'm like, guys, it's 65 minutes into the game. Give me a break. There's nothing else to talk about.
Literally nothing else to talk about.
Tomorrow night's game is 5:30 Eastern.
All right, it'll be pretty close, but I will make it home just in time for it.
I can join you for the first game and maybe the second, but I have to go by the third. So yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
I will try to make it by the first if I can't.
Just business.
Just business.
Trivia tidbit: Support Love Edition. Did you know that in all recorded Pro Dota, Line has only built Ags 67 times with a 70% win rate?
Just think about that though. If you can farm an Ags as a Lion, you're probably winning the game anyway.
Or the other 30% are, guys, I'm gonna farm Ags, I can't buy wards, and then we lose the game.
like please.
Lion,
please,
what are you doing?
Let me
farming
farm
my Ags. Let me farm Aya's carry.
MMY, please stop. No. I need farm.
Yamate. Which actually means stop it. But anyways, there's a game going on. Wow, who would have known? I thought this Dota thing was all about who can pause the longest, but it will be the Midas picked up on PL right here before the 7-minute mark. Getting its inaugural use in, and PL actually going for a point in the stats. Now, I'm sure British will be happy about the stats, seeing as he is a man of stats. Practically made of stats himself, but I still feel like Phantom Rush is almost too good to be true.
Well, the thing is the early points in stats I like to go for early points if you're looking for more of a farming lane, because it just gives you a little bit of extra last hitting capabilities. I mean, yeah, it's only like 2 damage or whatever, but at the same time, it's still the little things that count in Dota. Dota's like a huge game of inches, and it gives you a little bit more tankability in lane, and it just makes I just think overall it's not too bad.
Meanwhile, Abaddon going to not die because that was Vengeful Spirit on the bot lane. They're both blue. And Lena actually getting her TP interrupted by the only stun they have other than the mini stun from Sniper's ult. She'll throw out one more Dragon Slave before getting extinguished. That's 2 supports dead. Practically nothing but anti-mage is farming. Relax, team. I'm farming fine.
Yeah, the 1,200 gold in the bank almost right now. After he gets the bounty run, he will have it. So
is he going to go for Vanguard, though? But he's...
No,
he's going to the
I
jungle.
doubt it.
Okay.
I really doubt that he would go for the Vanguard.
Courier watch.
He's going for the boots are going up to Phoenix, but there's... I don't think that he would be going for that. We'll probably end up seeing the Claymore into the rest of the Battle Fury. You generally pick up the Void Stone as your very, very last item, because the mana regen you don't necessarily need as any mage, because you're not casting your spells very often, you're just farming.
People go Perseverance first on him all the time. They're like, it's for the 10 damage. I'm like, either one of the other parts of the Battle Fury will give you more damage than that.
You know, sometimes if I'm really, really lazy and I'm right by the secret shop, I'll do it. But,
I mean, if you're by the secret shop, by all means, go ahead. But
yeah, but it's not an item that you want to waste time on the courier for. But Zeus is going to get a kill on the Lena here, as well as the Vengeful Spirit. Queen of Pain's going to be the Sonic Wave, taking out the Skywrath Mage. It looks like Sniper really wants to get a return kill onto the Queen of Pain, and he might.
He's going to get it.
He'll be able to. Nope. The
Shrapnel
Blink is back up, and she's going to elect for a very good position to blink, because if she blinked either this way or even to the low ground, it would have been an easier
Sniper would have seen
attempt.
Her.
Yeah, it would have been an easier attempt for the Sniper to get a kill there. but really
and
heads up
Phantom
play
Lance
by
are not ready
Therans.
to wrap around either. So he'll be going for a Vlad's right after the Midas. I don't particularly like this because I feel like, okay, Vlad's is a bit of a farming item, same with Midas. You don't really need two of those.
I don't think Vlad's is even that great of an item on Phantom Lancer first because it doesn't really buff your illusions all that much. Yeah, you do get the light skill, you get the extra armor, but at the same time, like also
The
the extra damage
slightly,
but the thing is the stats that come from the Fusel Blade are just a lot greater.
Yeah.
And the Fusel Blade in general, there's been a lot of talk about it in like the casters have been really vocal about it, about especially I think I've heard Purge mostly talk about it. Well, one of the BTS casters,
Yeah.
I heard they were talking a lot about how they really just don't like the...
Was it Cyclops?
No, I don't believe it was Cyclops. I don't watch a whole lot of Cyclops.
I was joking, because we all know how analytical he is.
Oh, incredibly so.
He's entertaining, though, so we can't give him that.
Incredibly entertaining.
Yeah.
But just Vlad's in general it's better the later you pick it up, right? You pick up the Vlad's and it gives you percentage based damage, and it's very, very good in the later stages of the game. But in the early stages of the game on the PL, the Fusel Blade is, it's 2450 plus 750 or whatever the recipe is. So it's like a 3,200 gold item, so it's 1,000 gold more than the Vlad's, but it gives you more stats. It gives you a little bit of int to help that really low mana pool that he has in the early stages of the game, and also it gives you more chasing power. Even though Phantom Rush doesn't have super long of a cooldown, if you elect to max the Doppelganger second, the Diffusal Blade gives you a little bit of extra pushing power, and chasing power. And with the heroes on the side of RBD not having the greatest mana pools, and also relying on their mana pools because a lot of their heroes have very, very high mana cost spells,
because magic is an abomination.
Yeah, I think it's a very quintessential item in this game. I don't know if I like.
Excuse me.
I don't really know if I like Jinbu's thoughts. I mean, it could be a casual Morbid Mask. Because he did elect to go for the Ring of Aquila, could be the casual Morbid Mask into it, which wouldn't be too bad because, Lifesteal is going to let you just jump into the jungle and stay 100% healthy.
And you do have a lot of damage sitting at 109 right now, and very high attack speed as well.
And Animage is a broadsword away from his... a broadsword away from his Battle Fury. He will have it in about a minute and a half. So
now, I will say this is the way I like to build it. If you can, of course, getting the Perseverance and the Claymore, and then grabbing the broadsword from the side shop.
Yeah, the
Since
broadsword.
You can now.
Yeah, it's really good, and if you can pick it up early, and you want your power treads and your Battle Fury pre 15 minutes. I know that it's like the average timing is like 14:20.
Yeah, in Pro Dota, but.
Yeah, like but I think 97.6 is pretty solid in his farming right now, and especially since he stopped off for the Ring of Aquila, he's farming incredibly well right now. And I don't think that really there's going to be a whole lot that the Zeus will be able to do.
Speaking of Zeus doing something, he drops the ult to help bring down the Queen of Pain. And, well, Anti-Mage gets tickled a bit, but...
Yeah, with that spell shield, it's pretty solid.
I mean, 1 point literally doubles your magic resist. If there's ever a value point, this is one. Now, big items, 6.83. We do see Scotty and Diffusal having pretty decent win rates. Same with Manta. What was that last one?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I don't know. What you were saying?
I really like the Eye of Scotty on the... Okay, total games. Okay. But I really like the Eye of Scotty on the illusion-based heroes because of the stats that it brings. I think it's actually better than Heart, especially with now Diffusal not being a unique attack modifier. It really can... I think it helps out quite a bit. And we do see that Jinbu is going to be working his way towards that Diffusal Blade now. He
will go after Wait and Bleed, who isn't going to have very much mana. And Phoenix being a hero with a very low mana pool, initially, this is going to be a problem in the mid game because the ult may not quite be here. Just under 14-minute Battle Fury for the AM. Now they don't have anything really stacked up for him.
No,
It's a little
but
surprising, but
they do have this ancient stack here. It is a no, it's just a it's a 3 stack here, which is that's a nice.
Of course.
That's nice, but the thing is Anti-Mage needs to have
something else.
He needs to have his power treads and
Maybe
like,
even a Vlad's or
yeah,
something.
I like Vlad's second on Anti-Mage personally, but the reason that I do is because it lets you fight a little bit sooner and
it lets you farm without any real worry.
Yeah, and it's also more of a pubby build because you rely more on yourself as opposed to your team, and then that's why you go for the Vlads. He is gonna have what does that find out? Oh, it's just a TP, so not that big of a deal. But with this diffusal coming out, he'll also be able to. It'll also let him fight silences because I believe you can purge that. Yeah, you can purge it. And
Pop is going Yules though, which is interesting.
I like it because what me and Moppax and myself rather were talking about it yesterday, where the Queen of Pain we've been seeing a lot more Yules on them lately because the Queen of Pain has no way to prevent the other hero from TPing out, and the Yules gives you that ability, and also the extra movement speed is nice. That's pretty much why everybody's picking up the Yules anyway. And
it's just a good value item.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a big change to the item to make it less of a core item on literally every hero. But
yeah, how about we just remove it from the game? Oh wait, now half the heroes in the game are kind of broken. They're going to jump up top, trying to do something. The real PL identified, and Laguna, as well as Sonic Wave, committed. They don't want him on the map, and he, well, will not be on the map much longer. As Finch and Lena are going to be forced to head home. Lena still has a cooldown to work with. Should be okay here, though.
Yeah, what we saw there, though, is kind of the potential that the PL can bring, because... Oh no, I didn't say that it was rare. I thought I said
we just meant it was more pub based, but it can work in competitive for sure. Yeah,
I think it's really good. But anyway, the PL we saw there, he did a lot of damage to all 3 of the heroes there. Brought them each under a 3rd HP. And if there were 2 heroes there, he actually might have been able to. I think he might have been able to get out and potentially get a kill on them.
We've got a Hand of Midas recipe coming in for the Abaddon.
Now, I like that.
Really?
I do, because, alright, Abaddon...
It's a cooler Abaddon now.
The reason that you pick up the Abaddon is because he's... he gives you the Aphotic Shield and Miscoil, a bit of extra oomph that he brings with the Borrowed Time.
Mm-hmm.
And levels are fairly important on him, and since you are that offlaner, you don't really have a whole lot of items that are really necessary on you, and what that tells me is that they want to move they want to move their way to the later stages of the game.
They can't interrupt the TP there, but Sniper does have the Shadow Blade though, which is an item that we saw him pick up last game, not on Sniper but on Slark, and they'll actually pop a Zeus ult to take down the Phoenix, who was headed off to the shop on low health after, I'm assuming, being jumped on by PL. Sorry for missing that one. When Zeus is in the game, though, guys, I mean, whatever. It happens. Sue me.
I like this Shadow Blade on the Sniper. It lets you have a little bit more mobility, and without the heroes on the side of RBD having any sort of detection, it'll allow them to have a tad bit more survivability.
And we see here is a very greedy support as well.
If you look here, Anti-Mage is taking out this triple stack that Ellis had.
That's big.
Yeah, he's
got his Yasha.
Yeah, and this is showing kind of the power of the Anti-Mage here, and just his farming capabilities. With just as Vlad's and Battle Fury, he took a triple stack in like 20 seconds, and now Ellis is gonna be like, where'd our stacks go? And then they were just all nommed up by the Anti-Mage.
Why did his Anti-Mage have a Yasha? Guys, I think I figured it out. Only problem is, it's far too late.
Yeah, he's farming incredibly well right now. If you see,
And that's Travels already on the PL though. He's farming very well. In fact, they're only 400 gold apart with Anti-Mage taking a slight advantage there. Nice use from the Queen of Pain, gonna save her from that sniper ulti, and she'll be able to blink away as well.
yeah, but this is not looking too good for this Lena. She's gonna go down.
Yeah.
And it's Queen of Pain's gonna end up going down as well.
From the Phoenix, it won't stun the sniper though. It won't be enough.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a tier 1 there for LS. This early game
Somewhat,
or this early mid game's really looking good for LS right now, and this is kind of they're taking advantage of it having to be a 4v5 because of the Anti-Mage. Even though Anti-Mage is a really, you know, he can fight after the Vlads, he's just not as strong as the other one positions. Like the Phantom Lancer. The Phantom Lancer is incredibly strong at this point in the game. You kind of
He's actually going to blink away though, and he makes PL waste to defuse the charge on him completely. But unfortunately, it looks like PL is going to be able to help the team take Roche, and then they're going to be able to push off of this. Anti-Mage doesn't have anything to defend with at this point, and they don't have a Phoenix ult either.
I don't see any issue with using a defusal charge there because it's not like, you know, it's not like a necessary charge this game. You know, you don't have like a Warlock ult or like summons that you really have to worry about. It's just, you know, if you think you can try and get a kill, you just pop it. And Diffusal level 2 is also super value town because it gives you that extra 10 agility.
Yeah,
and
a little bit of imp.
Yeah, that little bit of extra int that it brings as well. It's just for that extra 700 gold. It's nuts. Yeah, no, it's 15 agility and 4 int. It's just nuts. Just the value that it brings.
Oh. Zeus ult did pop, but barely does any damage up top.
Yeah. But they are gonna go ahead and defend this tier 2. Offlaner really wants to get something done here. He is gonna not. Anti-Mage is gonna go ahead and use the Mana Void there, and Skyrat's gonna be going down. And
keep in mind, Anti-Mage does have his Manta done. I mean, in terms of gold, he doesn't actually have it yet, but he's got a little bit extra as well. And Zeus, well, not going to get the bolt off even as he's looking for a Ag Scepter early on here.
97876 is really he really wants this.
Somebody in chat just said like, "Hey, you know what it is? This Anti-Mage is just really good." I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much how to describe it. It's
9876 is playing incredibly well right now. And
234 last hits, 22 minutes in.
And also, 22 minutes in, you also have the 3 core the 3 items that are like
644 GPM as well.
Yeah, the 100% core items on Anti-Mage. These are the ones that you definitely need.
Now Sniper does take down the courier and Shadow Blades away. He's gonna get away with that as well. That's not quite as big as it would have been if they'd killed off the Manta, but
you know, it still makes you either waste gold on a courier, which nobody does, or go back to base if you need the item.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty not substantial, but it's a nice win.
But it gives them about as much gold as a tier 1 tower would.
Yeah, which is nice. Chinbu does have 3,400 gold in the bank. I wonder what he's going to be going for. Is he going to go for the Manta style, or is he going to go for something else, that like a Scotty or even a Heart?
Anti-Mage. Yeah, we're getting ahead of the in-game GPM for Anti-Mage. He's even creep skipping here behind a tier 2 tower. The tier 1 is up. They will Zeus ult. It will tickle.
There's really nothing that LS can do to prevent this Anti-Mage from farming right now because they don't. The only stun that they have is the Zeus Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. It's rough, and this is what I was talking about during the draft. Not having any stuns against an Anti-Mage is like, we can just let him go free, guys. We'll out-carry him. Well,
I think we'll see a Basher next on the Anti-Mage. Either a Basher or a BKB. It depends on like kind of what school of Anti-Mage you want to go for. Do you want to go for the first offensive item after those 3 core items, or you could go for a little more offensive. I think Basher is really, really good this game, especially versus both the Zeus, or like the Zeus PL and the Sniper. It's really good versus, and also as well as the other two heroes in Abaddon and Skywrath Mage. But you
Anti-Mage may take down offlaner.
Yep.
He actually gets it with the Mana Void. Very calculated from him, seeing as Abaddon did have a lot of mana. But hey, it worked out in the end, so very well done.
Yeah, this 987.6 is really putting a lot of pressure on. He's playing very well right now, and he's finding whatever farm he can around the map, either it be heroes or just camps in general. He has 4,500 gold in the bank, so I'd really like to see what he'd go for right now. It looks like Subsun wants to man up versus the Anti-Mage, but there's really nothing that the Sniper will be able to do. I mean, get a little bit of damage down, sure, but I mean, ultimately 97.6. All he's gonna do is clear up the wave, go back in the jungle, clear those camps, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, possibilities are endless. It looks like it's a Scythe of Vice on Abaddon. It's possible. No, it could be Scotty.
Lincoln's
Scotty is pretty ridiculous on Abaddon, but it is a thing. You know? And AM now having a 25-minute basher. Are we breaking records here? I'm 740 gold per minute. 25 minutes in. Somebody call Black.
Nah, man, Black would already be 6 slot at 25 minutes.
I guess so, yeah. Illidan would as well, but
yeah.
He's definitely playing very well. And Rebeldes proven to be one of the stronger BR teams at the moment. Kind of goes unnoticed next to Pain Gaming and teams like CMB as well, but definitely making a difference here. And actually, Theron's gonna blink away 60 HP, just barely making it out of there. Zeus ult though, it'll secure the kill. And actually, they're gonna find Wait and Bleed as well. Can he make it out here? 46 HP, does have an ult if needed. And actually will get hit by this. Unless he ults.
Yeah, he's gonna end up going down there. So good pickup there by Big Bad Board. But Wait and Bleed really should have popped his ult there. It's not that. I mean, I guess it is a bit of a cooldown, but you don't want to die innocently as a Phoenix because you're already so far behind at this point in the game. If you look at the net worth, she's half the net worth of Abaddon. Even though net worth is crucial in the grand scheme of things with the Phoenix. One thing that really is the levels, and Phoenix is 2 levels
Abyssal PL?
I like the Basher on really any right-click hero, but yeah, it's going to be an Abyssal. He does have the Basher
online. At the same time, it's kind of saying, hey, look, this guy that just ran up to you and used the Abyssal, this is the real one. Kill him. Don't worry about the other ones.
Or you could use the Abyssal and then pop your Doppelganger.
Whoa! And actually, I've never seen anything quite like that before. Double Abyssal picked up basically at the same time on either side. And it's going to be the Abyssal man fight now, because Anti-Mage is actually, well, winning out slightly in the fight. Does get Abyssal, doesn't have the mana to use it back. The Bash Lord PL, 150 HP. He will maybe make it out. This illusion should live.
Yeah, the Anti-Mage.
Oh! Okay.
He sadly lost that fight, and this is kind of, if you look at the net worth graph, this is what I was talking about with the Anti-Mage.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, yeah, it's a huge swing, just the one fight there, and with PL being the highest farm hero on the side of LS, there's still an 1,100 gold swing there, and
yeah.
LS is really far ahead in the terms of net worth. If you look at the graph, they're over 10,000 net worth ahead, and Anti-Mage is still dishing out that much gold.
And that much damage as well.
This will come in handy.
Being very efficient, they will actually deboard this on the bot lane and move toward the bot tower right now, so.
This tier 2 is going to go down and only has 79 HP, but I would like to see LS rotate to the mid lane, take out that last tier 2 tower, and try to suffocate the Anti-Mage from really getting anywhere else, because 28 minutes into the game, you're just coming online now.
That 700 is a About 120 higher than the 20 to 30 minute average of 584. Holy crap. That is extreme.
Yeah, Animage is farming super well this game, but we're seeing, even though he is farming really well and he's looking incredibly strong right now, he's just not able to do what he needs to prevent RBD from, or not RBD, but LS from pushing down RBD's towers, which is becoming a problem. But if 9876 can accomplish some things with his Abyssal Blade, that would be ideal. He isn't gonna elect to use his Manta to get out of the silence. Which is ultimately a good choice, because you can just go ahead and pop your Manta if you get silenced up, you know, as a panic, and then get potentially take a lot more damage.
Now the support Zeus does have a Bloodstone as well, and that's something I've noticed but hadn't had time to mention. That's pretty big, especially for a support, but he's 4-0 and 6 at the same time. He's actually gotten a considerable number of kills, and now PL's going to have an Aegis. The clock is ticking, and Rebeldes, even with the anti-mage farming incredibly quickly, he's going to have trouble in the mid-game here if he doesn't make something concrete happen. And I mean a Rax. If he doesn't make a Rax happen.
Yeah, we do see the lines being drawn here to go to this tier 2 tower. Once he goes for that tier 2 tower, I think he'll be able to get that pretty quick, but he will have to go back to defend his tier 3 and Rax as well. I don't think it would necessarily be a bad idea to trade this tier 2 for a tier 2 here, and also some damage done onto the tier 3 and Rax.
And he'll be able to do it as well. They are writing a line that Anti-Mage may come back, but Anti-Mage knows at this point in the game as Anti-Mage, your time is running out. You have to push. You have to.
Yeah, and he's trying to get...
Oh, they get a deny. At least that's something. Not too much, though. Glyph comes out on the Dire side. He'll just jump on the Sniper, though, with the Abyssal. The Mana Void as well. Sniper sitting on 250 HP, forced to the well. And the tower will go down, at least. Not denied this time. Now there are TPs back. Skywrath coming in, looking for a silence, but Anti-Mage, he's going to power on through. He actually gets silenced out now. That Rax sitting on 70 HP, and it is the melee Rax, so it will regenerate. This is actually somewhat disastrous, as meanwhile, Chrysalid takes down the Lina in the mid lane. And there's a gem up for Skywrath as well, for more map control, more power. And a big Sonic Wave coming out. It'll connect on 3, but won't do enough to kill anyone off. And may not even force them back at the moment. Actually, the PL is just standing strong. He's still got an Aegis as well.
That Aegis is going to allow for Jinbu to really put on the aggression here.
And he blinks forward and instantly Yulesed up. Turned into a pig even. The sheep stick coming from where? Oh, Abaddon, of course. And this could be death of Anti-Mage. He will be able to blink back. 700 HP right now. Not looking good. Lina, she just got back up. She... Oh, can she even get an ult off in time? No. Man, we may be headed to a very quick game 3.
Yeah, the Jinbu was allowed to have a little bit more space, even though the Anti-Mage did have a really good timing on his Battle Fury, and
boots, or they're gonna go what I call GG here. But this is kind of what I was talking about in the weaknesses of the Anti-Mage in this version, is where it's just he doesn't bring it up to the table as the other carries can. But I'll go ahead and let you take it away here.
Yep, we're gonna be going over to game number 3. After a quick game number 2, Lampo Syndrome tied up 1-1. This is Truesight TV bringing you the Dota 2 Canada Cup on twitch.tv/Dota2 Canada Cup. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, SteelSeries, Xfire, High Ground TV, G2A.com, MSI, Dragon Battle, Dota 2 Canada Cup, Truesight TV. I think I got them all. I hope so. And don't forget to check out the ticket in the store, guys. It's just gotten started. Of course, you'll support the prize pool with that. You'll also get a very 6-fin set. And if you want to check out your casters and statsmen, I'm Mr. Revolution 5, joined by PlagueDota, and we've got Dr. Corporal British on the staff. We're on to Game 3, and we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors and a little bit of music.